Welcome back, friends. My name is Meg Kruger. I'm the content specialist here at Pioneer Athletics, and today I'm joined by my friend John Watt. Good morning, John. How you doing?
Good morning, Meg. How are you?
I'm good. Thanks for hopping on the line with us. If you want to introduce yourself, tell everyone your title and who you work for, that's a great place to start.
Great. Sure. I'm John Watt, and I'm a Director of Fields and Grounds for North Kansas City School District in Kansas City, Missouri. We have over 880 acres that I oversee with close to 55 athletic fields.
Wow. And I'm located here in Ohio, and we've been on, I think this is like week 6 of lockdown. What's it like in Kansas? Are you guys Missouri. Are you guys on lockdown as well?
Yeah, we're on lockdown till now, the May 15th.
Okay.
Our mayor's just extended it over the weekend, and it's different. It's different times.
Definitely. And what does that look like for you? What is your accessibility to the facility? What are your hours? What does your crew look like right now?
Right now, my staff, we are working on an abbreviated schedule, meaning we try to go 3 to 4 days a week, 8-hour days. Obviously, rain days it's a different story. It's hard to have everybody in the shop under these circumstances, but all of them have their own vehicles, their own trailers, their own lawnmowers, equipment, so they stay isolated, from just current employees, but also really anybody outside.
Definitely.
So we have plenty of land to cover, and they're able to stay busy.
That's awesome. And what projects have you guys been tackling since the facility's empty and you have some extra time on your hands?
It's we're able to more or less button up things that we would neglect, if we're in season. Obviously in season you maintain the main part of the field and the surfaces and things like that. But right now we're able to go out and edge some of the ball fields that haven't been edged for several years. I've got a current project right now that I can explain later on, but it's a big baseball renovation project that I wouldn't have been able to start now. It'd be more in June and July, and whenever I'm risking 100-degree temperatures trying to get anything accomplished.
Definitely.
But it's like I said before, it's different times, but we're definitely staying busy. There's a lot of mowing. That's a big number one thing right now is mowing. And our district, we're still striving for improvements, for the taxpayers on whether bond projects and things like that. So we can't let anything slip and go away.
Definitely. So yeah, let's go back to the renovation project you guys are working on right now. Definitely a silver lining in this situation is that you're able to tackle a project like that. But what does that process look like? And what are you guys doing for innovating or renovating the infield surfaces?
This project consists of it's a field, natural grass baseball field that has really poor drainage, especially the infield grass. And the dirt is good. It's good quality dirt, but we're at a point where I needed to do some renovation, and now is the perfect time. But the whole infield grass, irrigation system, pitching mound, home plate area is all going to be completely tore out. New drain system put in, and then new irrigation system, a new sod eventually, but at the same time my infield dirt was a little bit low, and so we're going to add in an engineered soil into it to get us up to the correct level, but at the same time improve the field tremendously for the team when they're able to come back.
Definitely. We hope that's sooner than later. What does that look like as far as with, cut hours or cut staff, how you're kind of tackling a project like this, or how many people are on the field, when you're doing everything to renovate the field?
Well, I'm the general contractor of it, so I have a couple contractors that I hire in. Um, some of the work is in-house, but majority of it I have contractors come in. I don't have laser grade equipment, things of that nature, but
Hmm.
you know, they're on a skeleton crew just like all of us, and you know, on average, at most, there's maybe 3 people on a field
Okay,
doing any type of work.
definitely. And what does that, step-by-step process look like for tackling a major project like this? Where do you begin, and where do you begin execution, and where does it end up at the end of the day?
Well, baseball is mainly played on the dirt. So if
Mhm.
you start with your dirt, that's the number one key. And you need to take a soil sample of your dirt so that you know what you have, so that you aren't going to, create a more of a problem down the road for you with implementing any type of, you know, ball field, infield dirt or anything. But definitely get soil samples, and you have to go through a design phase. This isn't, hey, let's do this tomorrow type of project. You
Mhm.
have to have a plan and go through the design phase, get several opinions, whether it's the ball team, the coaches, athletic directors, you know, I mean, really
Mhm.
anybody that's going to be utilizing the field, get their opinion on it and come up with a plan. And you obviously have a budget. Everybody has a budget. You have to stay under certain dollars, but get the plan together, and then it's just a matter of starting to have a good supply chain, whether what's readily available around your area, what you can obviously afford, and and then you just go from that. You try to schedule a 2, 3, 4 week period. How long you think this project's gonna happen, and yeah, you just go from that direction.
Definitely. And what are things that, you mentioned that you have a lot of contractors coming in. What are some things that your crew can be doing to support those efforts to make sure that they have the resources or the accessibility that they need in order to complete the job if you were a district that wanted to use a third party?
Well, I mean, the employees know the field, they know the issues, the locations of whether it's irrigation valves, main lines, anything below ground. I mean, most employees know that, and that's information that's needed for contractors to come in to speed up the process versus more destruction than what is needed.
Hmm.
And it's being on hand, but this time of how our country is, I mean, yeah, it's a phone call. I mean,
Hmm.
it's not standing over anybody. Nobody does that anyways. But you know, you make yourself available, because in the end, you know, myself and my employees, we're the ones that are taking care of it, and
Definitely.
you want it done right, and that's where you hire in high quality contractors if you're able to, or even if you're doing it in house, you're going to want it done right.
Definitely. So for a district that may have to do this in-house because of budget or just because of personal preference, what are some like initial first steps that you could recommend? You mentioned the design process and making sure you have a good plan in place. But what are some of those first steps that they should do in order to make sure that they're starting out on the right foot and all the way to execution?
It's utilize your resources, what you have, whether or not an employee is great at running a laser grader or trenching, and if you have that equipment, or if you're able to rent that equipment, yeah, it's a significant savings. But utilize the resources that you have, and you know most employees want to learn new traits and things, and whether or not you have the time, which right now we have the time to where it's use it as a teaching opportunity, and it's a learning opportunity for everybody. So I mean, I have staff that go over and they start watching some of the work that's being done, and they'll ask questions.
Mhm.
So it's a great experience for anybody to learn anything and move forward.
Definitely. And is there any process that you've been doing specifically as far as replacing the dirt, changing out the infield material, um, that has taken more time, maybe irrigation or drainage? What could people expect when they want to tackle a project like this? What is going to be, either the biggest priority or the biggest time taker upper? That's perfect English right there. But what are the things that people can expect to really, either spend a lot of their budget on or spend a lot of their labor and crew's time?
Well, most of the funds of it or the cost is labor.
Mhm.
So if you're able, if you keep it in house, you're going to keep your numbers down. There are several good quality products that are out on the market. And there's so many companies that have improved a lot of things, and they've listened to the end user on what needs to be done. And, it once again, it depends on what you have available for you around here. I mean, sure, I have some lower grade, you know, materials that are around here versus bringing in an engineered soil.
Mhm.
But is it what I really need and want on the field? It's no. But I mean, it works in some people's situations, but in my situation, it won't. So you have to go through that to where you try to figure out what's best for what you need.
Definitely. Awesome. Well, is there anything else you'd like to add? Any words of encouragement for anybody wanting to tackle a project like this, or just general inspiration during this time?
Well, if anybody is interested in tackling a project like this, and whether regardless at any level, I mean, there's plenty of resources out there for,
Mm.
information to people to ask questions. You probably have a real good vendor supply that can answer you a lot of questions. And if they can't, they can find somebody, and reach out to any professional that wants, that takes care of fields at any level, Parks and Rec or K through 12, or minor leagues, colleges, all of that. Everybody's willing to share information. Don't be afraid on that. And definitely don't be afraid to try to improve the facility that you're maintaining.
Mhm.
If anything, just try to get dollar figures to see how much it would cost on what, your wish list items. But, you know, don't be afraid of it. Step out of the box, so to speak. And, and there are resources out there for people to help you. And
Definitely.
during this time, I mean, it's crazy. I try to stay motivated as much as I can, waking up every morning. Sure, I'd love to see 100 balls, 100 kids out running on these fields, and then I'd be aggravated that they're tearing up things. But that's what we do, and we'll manage it. We'll get back to it, and hopefully, come fall, we've got football and other sports and things going on, and we're kind of back to the reality side of things where we're working 80 hours a week and waiting for a rain day to take a break or something. But
Definitely.
that time will come, and I mean, yeah, we'll figure it out. The
We're
country
all
will
looking
figure it out.
towards a normalcy again. It would be nice
Yes,
to get back there. Well,
I'm ready to
thanks.
go and eat at a restaurant.
Oh
So
yeah, I can't wait for that. I'm sick of cooking at home.
yes,
Well, thank you so much, John. We really appreciate you hopping on the line, giving us this insight. We wish you the best of luck on your renovation project. And we also hope you stay safe and healthy out there.
well, thank you, Megan. Same to you.
Thank you
All right,
so
take
much. Have
care.
a good one. Bye.
You too.